Hey, you guys. Now we're up to chapter 20, all right, where we get a really bizarre tale about, they're journeying south, and the only people that we're listening to right now, this is 20, all right, so 20 is 2 is representing the God's creation, so because it's 2. 2 is you're God's creation, and what they're talking about here, this is really mother and father. They're talking about our brain, mother and father. All right, and we know that we now have a prophet, which means he's connected to God. You know, he's hardwired connected to God, and this is a story about his wife being taken away from him because he goes around telling people that this is my sister in order to keep himself alive, he's mentioned this idea as being a sister, and so it's this, you can't. It's a sin of some kind. So even back then, so he has also told her to refer to him as being his brother, and it's an interesting tale because they are brother and sister. Okay, in this business of marriage and business of what's going on inside a individual's body is there's no stranger. It's all family. And what we're going to get out of this is that some king, an outside king of the land, swooped in and took her away from him. This in our the Bible, or in the idea of when we make this connection to God, and it's this idea that this is God's place now. there'll be nothing going on. No, you can't take this away. It's a permanent thing. And so in this particular story, we get this idea of, I've read these before. I've done this, and this is in one of the fairy tale stories where after these people ran the robbers and the thieves out of this little house, this would be where the house is right here. Once they occupied it, did the old owners try to come back and reclaim it? And that's the same way with Noah. When Noah was found outside of the ark in his tent, naked, drunk off the new wine, does his sons back in on him, trying to take away from him and put cold clothes on him, put the covers over him. So what you're trying to see is that they're trying to take it back, and he awakes from his wine, and this is not going to happen to me. You're not going to take away my glory, because this is the idea that when God says this is it. And so what we have is this guy. He's taken her away from her husband, and God speaks to him in a dream, says, "You're a dead man for doing this. The woman that you have taken is a man's wife." And so what happens is God, he's going to smite this whole group of people. And this is what the guy says. He goes, "Are you going to destroy a righteous nation, the whole nation?" "I didn't touch her." He says, "I know you didn't touch her. It's just the way it works." Okay, so let's check this out. So he is restored. He says, you restore his wife, bring her back. All right. This is finishing up from the other stories too, because in Lot's situation, his wife is actually turned to pillar. So the story is really about Abraham, okay? Because Lot is his messenger, his inside guy, and his wife is spirit, okay? And so here in this situation, it's just talking about Abraham. Abraham is the main guy in this dream. He's the main dude, all right? And so he gets his wife put back in place and all this silver and all this business. So everything is brought back to life. He prays for the guy who took away his wife, and he is restored, and the entire town can now have babies and stuff like that because God sewed up their wombs, wouldn't let them have anything until he fixed Sarah for Abraham once he restored Abraham's life and back to life. It's a wonderful story, but this is the synopsis of this, all right? So let's go and check it out, all right? It's a quick one. It's only 18 scriptures long, all right? So 16, 17, so you're going to be left with 2 on the end of this. So, and Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar. Number 2, and Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, the king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. And I said, number 3, but God came to Abimelech, whatever the guy's name is, in a dream by night and said to him, behold, thou art but dead man. For the woman which thou hast taken is the man's wife. And Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay a righteous nation? That's a question. 5. Said he not unto me, she is my sister? This is a question. And she even said herself that this is my brother? In the integrity of my heart and innocency, in something of my hand have I done this. This is 5. All right. 6. And God said unto him in the dream, yeah, I know that thou didst this integrity or whatever, integrity of the heart. Remember, this is the heart area right here. He knows that it was from the heart, and I also withheld thee from sinning against her before, therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. 7. Now therefore restore the man and his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and he shall live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. This is number 7, and the final one is 8. Therefore, this Abimelech guy rose early in the morning, called on his servants, and told told these things in their ears, and the men were sore afraid. Second bunch. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done to us? What has offended thee that you have brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? That thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not be done. It's number 9. 10. And Abimelech said to Abraham, what sawest thou, that thou hast done this thing? Now, this thing, business, I'm thinking this thing is something happened. This is what God does. He's doing something, and this is this thing. Let's get to 11. Let's find out what we're doing. And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet, indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. She, because she's from a second wife. She became my wife. This is 12. Number 13 over here we get, and it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, that this is the kindness which thou shalt show unto me. In every place whither we shall come, shall say of me, he is my brother. This is number 13. So any place that they travel, she's supposed to say that he is my brother. 14, Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him his wife. That's this one right here. Right? Number 14. Number 15. And Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee. Dwell here, if it pleases thee. This is the land. This is representing our flesh. So he's, been given this as well. All right. This is what's supposed to happen. All right. And the 16th one here, it says, and unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covening of the eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So she was made corrected. She was corrected. This is the whole point. This is about going into judgment. We had judgment with Lot earlier, and then we have being reproved and being brought and restored back to life. And this is being reproved is when we go up to be corrected. This is what God is doing. He's correcting it. And what is he correcting? He has put the female back with the mother and father. He's restored the man's wife. Remember, they're with God now, and so it's a beautiful thing. It's the whole point of the whole story is that now the right and the left side of the brain are working together as one. There's no more lower anymore. There's no more lower, and he was just restored. Everything was brought back to life. The whole thing is about Abraham, and Abraham is you. You are Abraham. All right. All right, and let's see here, and this is all before he gets his child yet. Remember, because now he's working off of his brother's son as the gatekeeper in the story here, but he's connected all the pieces together now. All right, and so the last couple, 17 and 18. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech guy, and his wife, and his maid servants, and they bare children. Number 18, for the Lord had fast closed up the wombs of the house of this Abimelech guy because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. It's all because of him trying to take it back that he did this. Now, when people, it's the same idea. It's not having a children or taking away your firstborn. Is that you no longer have this messenger between you and God. I'm going to take you back just a minute to a group of 4 to show you about, so you can talk, so you can understand about the sex with the daughters, okay, and how this will fit in. All right, and it's back here in it's this restore thine and thy wife, for he's a prophet. I know, where did I see it at? This is killing me. Surely fear, and yet indeed it's my sister. Men servant, here we go. Here it is. It's on number 14. And Abimelech, he took sheep, oxen, men servants, and women servants, and gave them to Abraham. So this is a 4. All right. So even it's representing number 14. 14 represents 5. Okay. So along with this, he took sheep, and he gave him oxen. This is for the load, the carrying of the load. He gave him oxen. He gave him men servants. Men servants. Where are we at? And he gave him woman servants. This is what operates in this realm here. This is all females. This is the female part, and this is the female side. And so he gets female servants come out, woman servants come out of here. So this is the daughters. This is the idea that whenever they connected, that this was a spiritual thing going on and not a dirty thing. All right, you know. So just so that you would understand how that works. All right. Now, also in that last little business, we would find. So we understand that this is like, hey, you restore his wife. Everything comes together. When we're all done, it's all one big happy family yet. But child is still getting born. All right, we still have to get that thing business, that child to come alive yet. Okay. Now, what was I going to tell you about? I think it had to do with the last chapter. If I hadn't done it already, there's a series of events that happen whenever a person shuts down their mind. When they shut down their mind, this is the third chakra. When we talk about the devil, and we can bring up the statue of Baphomet, it has itself a kundalini that comes out of its lap and only comes up to the stomach chakra. There's still the rest of this devil going on, but that's as far as his chakra goes. Is right there. That's our solar plexus. That's also the third chakra. The third chakra is the third church, and that is Pergamos, the middle. That's where this conscious of ours. This is where it's run from, right down there. And this is where the devil is. This is where Satan would reside. This is the seat of Satan. The seat of the soul is up on the sixth chakra up here in the middle of your forehead, the pineal gland. That's the seat of the soul. That means that's where the soul gets to sit. That's the one that's right in the middle between mom and dad when it's all connected. But when we're not all connected, this is as far as this goes. And when we shut off the mind, when we shut off the lower side of our mind, does this go down? This goes to sleep. And that's when the doors open and things, and whatever was inside, that was trapped inside, it's being let out. And remember, we're being brought out of Egypt. We're being brought out of captivity. We're being brought out of Egypt. All of these things are being taken out of bondage. We're being released from jails. We're being taken out of ourselves, out of the grave, out of the body. So this is this idea that this is all a part of all these stories, where that when Lot is asked, we can't do anything, or told by these angels, we can't do anything lest you come hither. So he rose up. And as he rose up and made his escape, did all hell break out? All right, which is a good thing, This is the cleaning of everything. And his wife gets turned in, and he goes into having sex with them. So I just want to tell you this part to kind of give you caught up on this, because this is the nature of our mind when we go under, when we shut off the mind. It's just that beautiful. And that's why all these girls show up, because when the man is gone, the girls come out. All right? It's just beautiful. All right, so I'll see you in a little bit. Okay.